YouTube videos can be a major marketing asset for your business that continues to generate leads and sales for literally years to come. Just by it sitting on your YouTube channel and you not even having to do anything to it. If you plan that video well. What do I mean planning it well? Well, I'm gonna share with you in this video my complete YouTube content planning process. This is the process that I go through to plan every single video that I create here on YouTube. And while this does take a little bit of time to go through this entire process, you need to think about this process as creating an asset for your business that can live for years to come. This isn't like an Instagram story that's going to disappear in 24 hours or a TikTok that may live for a few days and die off. These videos for YouTube, if done right and with some quality behind it, like I said, can live for years to come and help you build up this countless videos that are your sales team working for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So while this process seems a little bit more lengthy, you can get much more ROI from a YouTube video than any kind of social media content other than YouTube. Hit that like button if you want to start building your 24 hours a day, 7 day a week sales team of YouTube videos so that I know you're with me. Hey there, welcome back. If you are new here, my name is Trina and I'm a YouTube strategist who creates content here on YouTube to help online business owners like course creators and coaches generate more revenue from their YouTube videos. As I pretty much mentioned in the beginning, you can't plan these videos haphazardly. You can't just get on a camera and start shooting off your YouTube videos if you want to strategically have these videos live for longer. I get it. As a business owner, you already have so much on your plate as it is, and you're probably trying to balance multiple social platforms. In fact, let me know in the comments below what other social platforms you're trying to build in addition to doing YouTube or maybe thinking about YouTube. Let me know in the comments. I'm going to share with you something a little more personal and again, transparent, because I just really want to be transparent as much as possible when I share with you about my business that we have recently decided to pull way back on our content on all social platforms other than YouTube. And there's a big reason why we've done this. And it is because once we have looked at our data, we set up our Google Analytics and we have, the Google Looker dashboard, and what we see is the person that is most likely to buy from us is the person coming from YouTube. We see a much higher conversion rate from our traffic from YouTube than we do from Instagram or TikTok. We play around with TikTok a little bit, but we have found through the data, if we spend more time here on YouTube, we can increase our sales in the business significantly than trying to split our time between two platforms. Now, it's not that I'm going to give up on Instagram. I do like to do reels occasionally, and I like to pop into stories to connect with you guys. One of the things I am doing over on Instagram is I created a broadcast channel, and that's pretty much the only thing I'm going to be doing on Instagram because I'm going to be focusing on improving my YouTube content planning process beyond what we're doing right now. So let's dive into what I do to plan these videos. And the video that I'm going to share with you right now that I am planning will come out next week. It is how I write scripts for my videos. So make sure you're subscribed so you can see how this planning process actually happened in real life or came to fruition. So I use what I call my video game plan, and it is a template that I use to prepare my videos. It is not just a script that I'm talking from. There is a lot of planning that goes into my video before I even write a script. So here's what my template looks like. Like I said, not just a script. There's a lot of other pieces to figuring out this video before the content. Now, I talked about in this video up here, a bigger research process that I do that takes me, sometimes a day or two to plan out 6 months to a year's worth of content based on strategic keywords that I build into series that create bingeable content here on my YouTube channel. So I've already done that process up until this point, and I encourage you to watch that video or join me inside my live workshop, Profit Per View, where I show you this bigger strategy so it becomes easier for you to plan a singular video like this, knowing where it fits in your bigger strategy. If you're interested in checking that out, also go to trinalittle.com/PPV to grab your seat inside that workshop. But since that research process is already done, the very first step in a particular video after that is research again. for this particular video is about how to write a YouTube video script. So I go into my content library on YouTube of videos that I've already created to see if I created something similar to this. And I have a few videos out there about script writing, and they've ultimately performed pretty well. So what I'm going to look at those past videos is what was the click-through rate? So how well did the title and the thumbnail attract viewers? And what can I learn from the titles and the thumbnails and their click-through rates to improve on this video that I'm planning? I also check out the comments of those videos as well. What are people saying? What are people asking? Was there something that wasn't clear in the video? Is there something that got confusing? Now, if you don't have any videos on a topic that you're creating for, go to YouTube, type in your topic, and look what is showing up in search. Ideally, what you would want to look for here is what videos have more views than the channel has subscribers, and look how that channel titled and thumbnailed that video. Also, as you're looking at search, I would suggest going into an incognito window, because if you watched last week's video, I talk about how your search results are based on how you behave on YouTube. So it may not be exactly what people see when they search that topic, because your search results are being affected by your past viewing behavior. So I would go into Google incognito window, type in your topic, and look at the thumbnails and the titles of the videos that are showing up. Are there any trends? Are there things that you see reoccurring in the thumbnail? So when I did this, even outside of my videos for script writing for YouTube, you can see here that YouTube logo is basically on every single video, right? The other thing that we see is the word script is on each video thumbnail as well. So those are all notes that I'm taking into my video game plan to ensure I'm setting up this video for the best success possible based on research. Now let's go back to my past videos on this topic, and if you have a past video on the topic you're planning, just because you did that video doesn't mean you can't do it again. I've done a video on how I write my YouTube scripts at least 2 or 3 times, and you can update it, you can provide new information. The last one that I did was over a year ago. And so things have changed for me. I've learned even more. I've worked with more clients to understand their pain points and their struggles. So I have more to add to this video. So I can do this video again. But what I am looking at in this past videos on this topic is the audience retention. How well did I hook the audience in the first 15 seconds? So I will watch these videos and figure out what can I say or do better. What do I think caused people to leave my video earlier? How do I plug any holes in my audience retention? Like if there was a drastic drop off on the audience retention somewhere, what did I say? What did I do? Did I leave something up too long on the screen? I really want to research what I've done wrong in the past so I don't do it again. And it does take time to do this, but each video you put out should get better and better and better to allow it to live longer and longer and longer on your channel so you can get the maximum ROI on every single video that you create. Another little trick that I do is I look at the videos that I've already created and I go to the suggested videos. What videos are suggesting my content? What channels is my script video showing up alongside with? And I look at their thumbnails. What do I notice from their thumbnails? Because I want, if my videos are showing up and they're suggested, their audience to feel comfortable clicking on my thumbnail. So are there things that I can incorporate into my thumbnail? Like I said, the YouTube logo, maybe it's the way their text is written, maybe it's the way that they are smiling or they're taking their thumbnails, but I want it to feel familiar, but also with my brand. So when they are watching one of my niche neighbors videos and they look to the sidebar of suggested videos, they'll feel more comfortable clicking on my video. And I want to figure out ways to increase my click-through rate in suggested. Okay, so that is the research process, and I've taken notes on titles and thumbnails. So the second piece in planning my YouTube content is coming up with a title. Now, coming up with a title can be quite a process, and I generally see this being one of the harder parts with my clients, coming up with a title. But AI has been really helpful in getting titles moved along, not only for myself, but for my clients. And so what I'd like to do is, again, get an idea of how this content or this topic has been titled before, see any kind of trends, take my past videos into account as well. And you can use vidIQ. It has title generators to get going. The problem that I have with vidIQ title generators is it's very AI-ish. It'll say like unlock or the secret or skyrocket, and those are very AI words. So I will go to ChatGTP, and the thing with ChatGTP, if you want me to do a video on ChatGTP, say AI video below, is you've got to train it to understand who your audience is. And so I spent about 4 hours in one ChatGTP prompt, feeding it as much information about my ideal viewer as possible. Talked about their pain points, what kind of content they watch, what are their goals in their business, and I just kept feeding it information so that it could learn more about my ideal audience. So when I type a video in that says, I'm creating a video about script writing for my ideal audience, based on the information that you know about my ideal audience, what is the best title for a YouTube video that would increase the chances they would click on this video? And then this really gives me a starting point, because I can tweak this, I can change this. What TubeBuddy has as well is when you are putting your video into YouTube, they have a title generator, which is super helpful too. But what AI has allowed me to do in the title process is just get out of my head and stop overanalyzing a title. And I like to get about 2 to 3 titles for backup titles. If I don't see my click-through rate performing well, I can switch out a title. But you've got to come up with that title before you move into the next piece of the planning process. And the second piece is your thumbnail. And your title and your thumbnail are basically the overall marketing package for your video. This is how you're gonna get people to stop and click on your video. This is also how you're gonna communicate to people who this viewer is for. Your thumbnail should complement the title, but you should not be repeating the same words as the title on the thumbnail. This is just wasting space, and you should only have 3 to 5 words max on your thumbnail. Since you did that research and you've taken notes as to what other thumbnails look like in your niche or around this topic, you should have an idea of trends. I like to screenshot any particular thumbnails that I want to kind of recreate. I put it into my game plan here, so I know when I sit down to film these videos, what imagery or what photo I need to get of myself. Another thing you can do is play around with ChatGTP as well. You can, once you insert that title, you can say, okay, now based on this title, can you provide me some thumbnail ideas that would increase click-through rate of my video? And you can use this all with a grain of salt or as a starting point. All right, so title and thumbnail first, then I like to go back to my template here. And the next thing that I like to focus on is what is going to be the main takeaway for my viewer in this video. Your goal as somebody who's trying to generate leads or sales to your business is show your authority to that viewer. Show them you can solve a problem for them. Give them a quick win. So you need to figure out before you craft your content, what is the main takeaway of your video? What are they going to leave your video saying, I learned this? That is what is going to get your viewer to either watch another video or figure out how to continue working with you. This is how you're going to build your reputation with your YouTube videos that are going to take viewers into paying clients or customers. And you've got to determine this before you even start writing your video content. I also then go to this next section where I brain dump. Anything that I'm thinking about, I want to cover in this particular video, anything that I saw somebody else cover, where I took notes about my thumbnails and titles, and to just basically get all of my initial ideas here. It's not organized, it's not in a flow, but I want to get all of my ideas that are coming to my head in this notes section. This next part in your planning process is really important too. It's going out and finding comments on videos. Now, since I have other videos on script writing, I'm going to look at those video comments and I'm going to see what are people saying. Then I'm going to copy any specific comments or any specific questions in this particular plan and look at a few other videos around script writing and see what people liked, what people pointed out, what questions people had, so that I can make sure I'm tying in these questions with my content, because these are coming from people on YouTube. They're commenting on YouTube videos, so they're going to be more likely to be viewers because they're on YouTube and they're familiar with YouTube and they are commenting on YouTube videos. So I want them to feel as heard as possible. This is my ideal viewer. They commented on another person's video. I want to make sure I answer their question. Next is the story outline, and this may seem like, Trina, why am I doing this extra work? I just want to get this video done. I have other things to do in my business. I totally understand, but viewers will watch your videos longer if you can follow a story framework. And I'm gonna tell you, I'm not the best at story framework either. I'm not the best at incorporating the structure, but I make sure I slow down in this planning process and think it through, because it will improve your audience retention and it will also get you in the mindset of your viewer. I really want to be in the mindset of my viewer before I write my content so that I am thinking like them and my content speaks specifically to them. Because when you're talking specifically to your viewer in your video, they feel a connection. They're going to watch your video. And again, the whole point in creating YouTube content is to get them to want to work with you, to get them to convert into a sale. And so you have to think through, what are they feeling? What are their pain points? What is this journey that they're going to be on? This will also help me think about different stories that I want to tie into the video to, again, connect with you, make you feel like, oh, that happened to me too, or that happened to one of her clients. Okay, I see how that can work out for me as well. Because the more you can get them to connect with you and stories that you share, or the more they can see themselves in a story that you share, again, the higher chances they're going to convert either into a digital product sale or to a client. Now, the last piece before I dive into a script is thinking about what is the overall win. What is the quick resolution that they are going to have when they leave this video? What pain point have I solved for them? The whole purpose in creating this video was to solve a problem, because they're going to be searching for the answer to the problem on YouTube, and that's how they're finding me. And so what is the win they are going to get from the solution that I provided them? What is a quick win that they are going to get? So in this video, by the end, you're going to understand exactly how to plan your next YouTube video to make sure you're incorporating all the important pieces to set that video up for success, to drive you leads and sales for years to come. You want them by the end of your video to be excited that they found you and think, wow, she helped me achieve this. Wonder what other content she has, or wonder what she has available, or does she have a course? Does she have a coaching program, right? That's why you need to think through all of this planning process, because you want the whole goal of these videos that you're creating is to get them to work with you, right? Now comes the main part of this content, and this is the script, how you're gonna write your videos. Now, the script is broken into three main parts: your hook, the content, and the outro. I'm actually going to take a whole another video to deep dive into specifically what you should include into this script. That is going to be my next video, so make sure that you are subscribed so you can see exactly how I script these videos. And there are two things that I need you to do next. If you want this template that I walked you through, that I use to plan every single one of my videos, go to trenalittle.com/script. You can grab it right now for just $7. I've provided a more detailed walkthrough and examples of what my videos look like in the planning process versus what they look like when they're finished. Plus, there are a few more extra bonuses, so go to trenalittle.com/script now to grab them. Then I want you to dive into this video that is on your screen right now. I dive into the specific keyword research process that I do to plan out all of my content ideas for YouTube for 6 months and sometimes a year in advance. Click it now and I'll see you over there.